whatever you want. Yeah.
All right, I'm rolling here, you asshole. I think
All right.
all right, brother. We are going, Robert. Robert's Italian. Grew up. Where the hell did you grow up? You're not in New York too, right? Where?
Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah.
Some of my closest friends are from Brooklyn, including Sheepheads Bay.
Bay Ridge.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Look at I did recording with this like this. It's gonna be the continuity all screwed up. But just a heads up, everyone. I'm outside. We're dealing with the coronavirus. I got thrown out of my own place. I'm just kidding. The kids and everybody are at home. Conference calls with my girlfriend, and we're supposed to do it at a studio. That got canceled. It was an emergency, so I ended up outside in the backyard. So
they kicked you out.
That's how it goes. So let's.
So what's going on with you with the with working out and stuff since the gyms are closed? What are you doing? You pulling your hair?
I've been actually sneaking in my townhome complex's gym. I was goofing around on social media. I said, I don't care if I got to throw a brick through our LA Fitness in Windermere, because if the cops come and arrest me, at least I know that the gym's in jail. Post. The gym's in jail. They got it. They don't close. But I've been able to sneak in my gym here. They don't want anyone in there. I still go in there. They shut off all the air conditioning, but they have a fan. So I open all the doors, sneak in and out, kick it in the ass. But it's kind of like a hotel gym.
Yeah.
So they only have dumbbells up to 50. They have one cable crossover machine, like a Life Fitness.
That's lightweight for you.
Yeah. Well, you got to make it work. What am I supposed to do? So that's been kind of cool. I've been doing videos too on how to be creative when working out, because my whole theory with that is, when it comes to working out, is always expanding your horizons a little bit and trying different things. And I think this is a great opportunity for people to learn about what has worked in their past, what hasn't, researching different types of workouts, not just the ones they've been doing over the years on YouTube, reading about it, and also focusing in, say, if you want to improve on anything. It could be if you want to lose weight, gain muscle. If you want to focus on your abs, I did a video on that. Somebody was asking me a question regarding, I guess you could say, is they don't like the results they've been getting, but I'm also like, well, you have to understand that you don't also want to change. So a lot of people need to realize they're not getting the results. It's not just because of the gym they're going to, it's basically because of the workout, the routines, their eating habits, and sleeping. So how you been doing?
People don't understand that. First is, diet, number one. And the workout, after a while, your body gets adjusted to what you're doing, and your body's smarter than you are. Then your body could deal with whatever it is, the weight you're dealing with, or at the speed or the intensity you're working out with. And if you don't change that, there's no impact on your muscles, on your body. So you got to you got to be creative, like you said. That's why your videos, being creative. Change it up and, do different things, different type of workouts.
Yeah, you can bullshit everybody, but you're not going to bullshit your body, I always say.
You're not.
No. And, a lot of people think they got to go to the extreme, too. I talk about that in the videos, where they think all of a sudden they have to transform their entire life to get results. And it's just not realistic. Even dieting, like you're saying, watching what you eat, right? Backing up on portions. That doesn't mean all of a sudden you got to go on, what is that, the keto diet or any type of diet, because most likely you're not going to keep up with that over the years. You got to find something that's going to work continuously over the years. It could be the times of, the day you're eating, how much you're eating, what you're not burning off, all those things you got to take in consideration. And they don't do that.
I think you do have to make a change at the beginning with your diet, slow down a little bit on your food, not go into a strict diet. But I think that, and what's worked for me is, I'm human, I love to eat, with being Italian, bread, pasta, rice. It's just what I love. But I've noticed that the more I work out, at the beginning, I kind of slow down a little bit on food, but as I progress and my body starts changing, my energy level changes.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to start staying away from certain foods.
Sure.
because my body's telling me, well, if you're putting all this work in, why are you going to undo it? So there's something in my head telling me, listen, you don't need to eat, half a loaf of bread. Just eat, a couple slices and you're done.
Of course.
Or don't serve your second plate of pasta. Just one is fine.
You don't need to eat the whole pizza.
You're going to burn it.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think, if you make those changes and you still need to reward yourself with something for working out the whole week, or, how many times you work out. And at the end of the week, you want to eat something, pizza or whatever it is, go ahead, do it, man. Just do it. That's why you're working out.
I never stop eating in Italian restaurants or eating Italian food. That's one thing. But one of the reasons I work out is specifically for that reason. It's obviously, yes. So it's not only about getting bigger or stronger. It's because I can eat whatever I want to eat. Not only that, it's not just about going to the gym, but it's a lot of walking. So even recently under this coronavirus stuff, I'm trying to get 15, 20,000 steps in between there, besides doing my quick hour regular workouts with weights or whatever else I'm doing that day, cardio or whatever the case may be. I do a lot of walking, where I think a lot of people will be able to eat more of the foods they love if they just do simple type of exercises throughout the day, like walking, for instance, or even going for a bike ride, doing more than just kind of what they're doing, if that makes sense, especially on weekends.
So let me ask you, sorry to interrupt, but let me ask you, you say walking, and I have a different perception of walking, right?
Okay.
When you say walking for exercise or weight loss, if you're going out walking and just pacing around, I don't think it's going to work.
No.
If you're biking and you're pedaling, and then just let the bike go and pedal and go, you're not biking. You could do 15 miles like that and nothing's going to happen. I think it's the intensity with what you walk with and bike with. For example, I rather bike than walk. It's just easier on my feet.
Sure.
And
you enjoy it.
And I enjoy it. And I do, and I could cover more ground.
Yes.
So what I do is I make sure that when I'm biking, depending if I'm going uphill or downhill,
sure,
that I'm always in motion. I need to keep my heart rate at a certain heart rate.
Okay. Right.
To keep burning. So I could do 5 miles, and you could do 5 miles, but if you're doing, I just do my 5 miles differently with a different intensity.
Of course. Right. But that's what works kind of for you, right? That works for me. Works specifically for you.
But it also, I do it intentionally. That's the other thing.
Absolutely.
It's not just going out for a bike ride and going out, looking at birds and stuff. It's I'm biking to keep my heart rate, at a certain number.
Yeah, you're almost like if somebody walks and somebody jogs, you kind of take it as far as a bicycle, a stroll, to somebody who's almost running, right?
Correct.
Right. I'm just doing it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? I think here's the thing with me is I love biking too, to be honest with you. It's wonderful. I think a lot of people just don't exercise in general. So any exercise is good exercise. The reason I like walking for me is I don't do it to beat myself up. That's more or less me just getting to burn some extra calories, because I hit the gym for the most part as hard as I can. But I think when it comes to anyone, like you kind of discussed, you got to find what works best specifically for what you want to get out of it. I had a cousin who walked for I want to say a year almost. And he lost 50 pounds just walking an extra few miles every night after dinner, right? And then he backed up some portions on his food. He's not a workout nut, doesn't even work out in the gym. Right. So I'm just saying, again, that worked for him. And then eventually he lost the weight. Then he joined a tennis club. Now he's playing tennis as well. I think a lot of people, just like I discussed before, is you have to find specifically what works for you, have fun, because the only way you're really going to stick with it is truthfully by having fun. No matter what you do in exercise, if you hate what you're doing, like if you love biking and I stuck you and said, now you got to run, you're going to be like, F yourself. I don't like the way it
I'm going to be miserable.
You'd be miserable.
Yeah, you're crazy. So we go to the same gym. You know what I do. I play racquetball, and I use that for cardio.
Sure.
That's my cardio. And
right.
Now with the gym being closed, I'm biking.
Yeah.
And I still have weights at the house. So I do my push-ups. I do my weights.
Right.
Because I'm eating at home, I could, my wife cooks differently. So it's a little more, want to say healthier.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing so many projects at the house that I've been active every day, all day, pretty much.
Right.
That I've seen the difference. And again, it's not so much exercise; it's just being active that has actually shed some pounds. I've probably shed 4 pounds already.
Yeah, because you're focused too. I think
in 2 weeks. Yeah, and it's given me the space to work out at my own pace without having to be at the gym.
Right.
And you feel the pressure of, you know, everyone's lifting so much, everyone's doing this much. And sure. And I'm 47 now, and I feel it. My body feels it. So
sure.
You know, when I was in my 20s, I would just jump in the gym, put 2 plates on, and start warming up with 2 plates.
Sure.
Now I got to stretch, have my back, and, you know, try a little bit of yoga, whatever works, you know, which I enjoy. It's different, but it's just, again, you have to adapt to your body and what you enjoy.
A lot of times, you know, you go to a gym, you only say, I'm going to be in and out in an hour. You may bullshit a little bit in there. You may be on your phone a little bit. When you're at home, you've got to spend time with your family. So, right, when you leave them, it's not a rush always to get back because you spent already a substantial amount of the day with them. And you just take the time to kind of now, when you go work out, it's kind of an escape. It's not something.
Now we have the time. You just said it. We have the time.
Right.
We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
Right.
You know, so I go out biking. It doesn't matter what time I get back. I don't have to watch, you know, keep an eye on the watch and say, I got to get out of here by this time. No, right. I'm out, and whatever time I get home, I get home. And, you know, it's different.
It's totally different. And every time you work out to do something different, it's unbelievable how your body in time, how it evolves and changes. Like even when you go back to play racquetball, because I used to play racquetball, you're going to you may be even in better shape, but you may not be used to being beat up. Your ankles, because now all of a sudden, you know, your shoulder, right?
It's other body parts that come in play or don't come in play. When I play racquetball, the next day everything hurts. You know.
Yeah.
My ankles, my knee.
That's why I quit playing your lower back, your tendons, your joints.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. With all you know, coronavirus and the COVID and the gyms, you know, closing down. As soon as they open, what do you think is going to happen with the ethics in working out and sharing machines and all this? Have you thought about it?
Yeah, I kind of did, honestly. Just like I was thinking about the Walt Disney stuff and like all them parks. Like we live in Orlando, so I always think about, because I have 2 daughters. One had a liver transplant, so she is on a certain amount of meds to lower her immune system. My other daughter's type 1 diabetes, and they love to work. Well, one of them loves to work out, but they both go to the gym, and I'm kind of afraid for them is how I kind of thought about that, because me traveling so much, I'm very fortunate I never get sick, and I don't know if I built up that immune system over the years of traveling. But I think no matter if you're a gym guy or a gym rat, you're going to go to the gym, you know, because I think some people think if they're not working out or doing whatever they like to do in a gym specifically, they're getting weaker, you know, like a mental thing. It's an escape. Yeah. They'll risk it, especially if they don't get sick, or if they do get sick and they recover. I think a lot of people will look at it as similar to a flu.
Well, now, that's my point. How would you handle it knowing that you can get sick and you want to go to the gym? And a lot of people, I want to go back to the gym, but I'm thinking, okay, what is going to be the procedure? What is going to be the norm now?
I don't think they can't change anything except walk around and clean machine. I don't think we're going to all continuously clean our machines, right?
So you think we will return to the norm of how we use machines in the gym at the end of the day?
I think it'll be up to the person to clean them before or after. And of course that's going to increase. And the gym, I think, is going to try to keep up with that. But I do think, like anything else in society, we will adapt. And if you have people, it's like saying, you want to smoke, it gives you cancer. All right, I'm going to smoke. I don't care. I'll risk it. You drink, your liver cirrhosis. I don't care. I still like drinking. You like working out, you may get sicker quicker. You may catch the flu. We already know in the gym, most are, It's crazy
But
in there with germs.
this is a little different because you say, well, if I drink, it's going to hit my liver. It's your liver, not everyone's liver.
True.
You smoke, it's your lung, not everyone's lungs. Now here is different because we're talking about a virus that is easy. It spreads so fast and so easy that.
What are you going to do?
Avoid that?
You're going to either invest in a home gym if you like equipment or working out with weights, hypothetically, or how are you going to build a racquetball room like what you got? How are you going to build a basketball court? How are you going to do anything besides, say, walk, run? You could do yoga and aerobics and certain things, of course, not in a gym. But a gym is just, it's more than, it's a person's extension of who they are, I think. Just like it's an escape. It's also a place where people go to feel better. And the risk of getting sick in there has always been there. But I think the people, once this hopefully settles down, I think it's going to be looked at, especially if they come up with something to cure it or something to fight it. Mm-hmm. I think we're all going to just go back to living something similar to what we were before and just trying to be cleaner. But there's no way in a restroom, in a sauna, in a steam room, in a pool, in a jacuzzi, we're going to be able to control that environment. We're throwing the dice. I don't care if whatever we do in life, if we go to Disney like we do, you go to a hotel, every hotel, let's face it, is not spotless. We know there's a different type of human in there every day, right? Yeah. So unless you want to change your entire lifestyle, which I don't think a lot of people can afford to do that, or they're going to put that much time into it. I think at the beginning they may freak out, but like anything else, as time goes on, it'll all like kind of weed itself out a little bit, in my opinion. And I'll tell you one thing, my daughter who had the liver transplant when she was younger, so she used to get sick all the time. Up until like 5 years old, we had a lot of ups and downs with her. And what made her feel the best was Disney, right? So, and Wet n Wild, Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon, Universal Studios. She loved going there. She loved the movies. The doctors and everybody kept saying, Rich, one of the reasons she's getting sick is because you take her to these places. I'm like, it's a catch-22. When I wouldn't take her there, she'd be upset. She would get down and she wasn't the same person. And I told them, I first started off really with a lot of water parks, even whatever, just because it was fresh air. She could swim a little bit and enjoy herself. Then I worked our way into the parks. But to this day, I've been very fortunate. She's 22, still has that same liver. Incredible. I think as time went on, she built an immune system to fight that. And I think eventually, like anything else, I think as a human being, we will eventually build an immune system, hopefully not to necessarily prevent it entirely, but just like how people prevent possibly not getting the flu or not getting colds or not getting this, that may happen as well.
Yeah, I agree to a certain point. Yeah. I know that when we're exposed, we do develop some sort of immune system towards that.
We have to adapt, or we adapt or die. I mean, right? I mean, that's just the reality. It's just, that's life in general.
I just hate thinking the fact that we have to continue being isolated, by a gym and stay home. So now we've seen a lot of companies, a lot of jobs being created, work at home jobs. And now you sleep at home, wake up at home, work at home, work out at home, go back to sleep at home. It's
not going to last because we're social creatures. I always say a lot of times the gym again, or working out, a lot of people do it for a lot of reasons. One is because they want to look better, feel better, but it's also an interaction with other people that are doing things that inspire them, and they feel better being around them. And going to the gym for you, it's more than just fitness. It's about seeing your buddies, playing racquetball with them, see how their kids are, and doing something that everybody else is doing. And you all have one certain goal, even though you're competitive, but the goal is really to have a good time and get healthy, right? In whatever you're doing. So in your case would be racquetball, mine could be weightlifting, whatever the case may be. But there's so much more to, I guess you could say, getting in shape than people think. Because if we were all just individuals who'd be working out, like really to a certain degree, maybe we would, but most people would just be living their life. But it's become a lifestyle, I guess you could say, more than ever. I think working out in a gym or joining a yoga club, a running club, a bike, whatever the case may be, it's a huge, it's just something, it's just huge. It's a big part of who we are, I think. And anyways, I talk about that a lot in my YouTube video.
I know you do a lot of videos, workout videos. Have you done any with the topic about socializing at the gym?
Yeah.
I haven't. Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I notice, I look around, everybody's got a headset on, ear pods
Yeah.
or whatever, and they're just in their zone, in and out. Very few actually socialize.
Yes.
For years, that was my situation. I would go in. I didn't want to talk to anyone.
Really?
I was on
I
the
told
phone
you
all
I was the
day.
total opposite.
I just wanted to just go in, put my my headset on,
Right.
put my head down, work out, get in, in and out. 50 minutes, I was out.
Right.
Now with with playing racquetball, I've created this circle of kind of friends,
Sure.
that we all interact. We know a little bit about each other,
Sure.
and it's a group of maybe 10, 12 guys, that,
Yeah.
and I've never had that at the gym. I've had it in other places, but not at the gym. For me, the gym was my time, my space, my
Right.
head. So yeah, I was just curious if you ever made a video on that.
I have. I've done a couple different videos. Most of my closest friends, a lot of them in Florida, we're all gym rats like myself. And I'm going to be doing a podcast tonight on one who basically hunts alligators. He's one of the top hunters in the state of Florida. He's on the news all the time, but he was a gym rat back in the 80s. But in the 80s, or I'll go back to the 70s even, we didn't have headphones. We didn't have iPods, obviously. We had Walkmans and things of that nature. But they were still too big. They would jam rock and roll, headbanger music or hip-hop or whatever throughout the years, or whatever the gym was playing. And we would all go in there, talk, lift weights, be competitive. I was fortunate enough for years, especially in Florida, to be around a lot of professional wrestlers, some professional athletes, bodybuilders, a bunch of different people that would inspire you to be stronger and fitter. And I liked that crowd. Now, I think what happens with a lot of people regarding a gym or working out is there's two types of kind of people. You obviously have the extroverted and then the introverted. A lot of people are introverted and they go work out, and some are insecure. They're scared to ask for help, ask for a spotter. They're in their own world, which is fine. And I see more women like that, not wanting to be bothered really a lot of times if you see them, or I do see a lot of guys kind of sometimes being more social. I'm not throwing women under the bus, but I think a lot of women like to go in there, put their headphones in, it seems like now more than ever, and just be in their own world. A lot of guys are kind of work out with 2-3 different guys sometimes that are social and kind of bop around. You can see it at our gym, even the trainers, very kind of like just a lot of I don't know what it is with guys.
I think the type of gym also makes a difference. If you're looking at a more like LA Fitness, more
absolutely
of community, local, gym versus a dungeon, a basement type of gym, a sweat box.
Yeah.
Where you got these muscle heads just going at it. It's a different environment.
I did a YouTube video because I go to so many gyms all over North America. I said the gym that you go to may be helping you or destroying you, or fitness center, I should say, because a lot of times you may be at the wrong gym. You may be surrounded by the wrong people. The equipment may not be specifically for you. A lot of people go what's kind of convenient for them. But say, for instance, I was just in Texas at a hardcore powerlifting place, and I see people in there doing some types of exercises, and I'm like, you know what? You belong at an LA Fitness, or you should be at a 24-hour Lifetime. I could just tell, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't be there.
This is not probably for you. And then sometimes I'll see hardcore guys at LA Fitness. Of course, they have tons of equipment. I'll be like, man, you should go to this gym in Florida. I know, because all of them are like you. They love the hardcore, deadlifting, even say CrossFit. You got to find what works best for you. And a lot of people are lazy. They don't take the time to experiment with different gyms again, or the people. The people make the difference a lot of times in the gym that inspire you to come in more. Or you could be like, I don't like to go there because there's a bunch of people after work that act like this. I don't like the way they act in the locker room. I don't like the way they act in the sauna. Or you go there at a certain time, the equipment's never available. All these things people got to really take in consideration to get the most out of their workout. So
I think like you just mentioned, I think it is convenient.
Of course. And cost. Like what you can afford sometimes. A lot of times people can only afford, say, Planet Fitness, right? Compared to Windermere LA Fitness. Big difference. Just saying. right? Do you want to spend $20 a month or $10, or do you want to spend 50? You know, you got to really.
And it's also the packages you get, the type of membership.
Of course.
You know, I have LA Fitness, and for what I'm paying, I could bring 2 people with me. So I have, you know, 3 girls at the house. My wife does yoga and she does her own thing, so she never comes to the gym.
Right.
But my girls sometimes, oh, you're going to the gym? I want to come. All right, let's go.
Sure.
So it's convenient that it's easier and cheap. Well, it's less expensive for me to have that plan and bring them along when they want to than me paying them a full membership and them not using it. So that's like a convenience for me because they have that. Like Gold's Gym, or which now is a CF, doesn't offer that.
Right.
So again, it's the convenience or what they offer. Again, they have racquetball, they have sauna, they have pool, indoor pool. So
multiple gyms if you travel. You know, I think it comes down to safety too, especially for women, because like Rhea, when I go with her, she feels safe going to that gym, parking at night if she works out at night, even by herself. Same with a lot of guys. Do you feel safe in Windermere compared to hypothetically, say, if you went to another gym on Kirkman? You know, which is your car going to get broken into maybe in a certain area? The clientele, again, who's there? You feel very safe at Windermere, right? I mean, there is that point as well where a lot of people got, I think, again, not maybe being in a place they feel that secure, where if they go somewhere else, even another neighborhood or 2 down the road, they'd be shocked at having, you know, maybe feeling more comfortable in a different environment, which would help their workout, I think, too, sometimes. That's just my opinion.
And it's true. That's why they came up with this. What's a gym that's only for women?
Oh, you're talking Orange Theory? Oh, no, Orange Theory's got dudes. I'm sorry. I was going to say Orange Theory.
No.
That's
wrong. It was an Orange Theory. There was another gym. It was only for women, and it was because they felt that, you know, guys would hit on them, or they just they weren't, you know, they're insecure about themselves, their body, and they didn't feel like being bothered. There was another gym, and I think it was a Gold Gym, that had a separate room.
Yeah, a lot of Golds
actually, the Gold Gym, in St. Cloud, and they had their own room for women. They would only work out there, which I found interesting. I said, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, is it 24 Fitness and LA Fitness? Some still have separate rooms for women workout areas. They're usually smaller, but I've been to some gyms in Canada actually where the gym's almost split in the middle, where women can work out where the men are, but men can't work out on the other side where the women are.
Right.
And there's almost like it's almost identical. It's not identical, but it's very similar, I guess you could say. So that's, you know, again, I think this goes for a lot of people. They get intimidated with gyms. The bottom line, a lot of people walk inside a gym, and if they've never worked out before and they don't have a friend there, and then they're afraid they're going to get ripped off when they go in. I've even done videos on that, and I've interviewed guys on LA Fitness, and I'm all about protecting people when they sign up for the gym. But they feel like they're going to get ripped off. They feel like they're going to have to hire a trainer, or they got to tell a trainer they don't want to be bothered, and all this bullshit. And I'm telling you, you can just go in, tell them what you can afford, and just learn to start from, I guess you could say, scratch, and figure it out from there. And I know a lot of people need help in the gym. Don't be afraid to ask people. I talk about it all the time. Don't be afraid to ask people that work at the gym or people that are working out, and just learn. If you never worked out before, you would go into a gym. It's shocking.
I've seen situations where I see people, young, usually young boys, working out, and they have no clue what they're doing.
Sure.
Their formation is wrong. The way
they could injure themselves or others, right?
And that's what I see. So I've jumped in and say, you know, I don't want to intrude, but, you know, this, that, or the other, and they end up, I appreciate it, you know. And then it's happened that they come back a couple of weeks later, and if they see me, they're like, look, I'm trying to do this. Am I doing it right or not?
Right.
So, but I was going to ask you, have you tried CrossFit?
one of the guys I use for my videos, my cover photos, is like a CrossFit master. He teaches all these, and I have a lot of friends that are in CrossFit. I just had this discussion with my cousin not long ago. I never kind of, and this is no disrespect to the gym, to CrossFit or any type of exercise. I don't care if it's Pilates. I don't care if it's, I like yoga. But there's always been, not every decade, but every certain amount of years, something new kind of comes out with fitness, right? And I've worked out with people and I've done some, some CrossFit workouts and things. I'm almost too old for that. For me, I know I could even lighten up the weights, but I don't like CrossFit that much specifically for me. I think I kind of stick in my own lane with, I guess, bodybuilding. Well, I've tried it a few times, and I've even gone to a lot of gyms I go to when I travel are CrossFit gyms because that's what's available. I just, and I've even worked out with people, like I said, and I watch a lot of videos on it. It's just not my thing.
I haven't tried it personally, so I see the type of workout they do, and it's kind of like fitness cardio with a little bit of weights and strengthening.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm curious, but I'm like, do I really want to put my body through all that?
You go at your own pace. Lazy. Well, no, you know what? I always say experiment, but when I was living in Carlsbad, California, it's massive there, CrossFit. Everything's unbelievable in Southern California as far as fitness goes, between Tough Mudders and marathons, triathlete. I mean, they're all there. So a lot of times when you go to the gyms, CrossFit's huge. A lot of them, it's more rapid, fast. The movements, I'm just at this point in my life, I'm really working out to not injure myself more than anything else. And a lot of the things I do, I'm very comfortable doing. I know the weight I can do and I know what I can't do. With CrossFit, again, I'm sure I can learn that as well. I'm just not that interested in it. But it's, yeah. So I'm going to be interviewing actually Friday, Guy Petrozelli's his name. He was actually an actor in a couple of my movies, but that's all he teaches is CrossFit training for like people that want to do marathons, triathlon, like all that. That's what he teaches.
Like heavyweight, like that's like pros.
He runs for like 100 miles. He gets on a bike and all that. I mean, he does the triathlon. It's unbelievable what he does.
Ironman type of.
Yeah, he does Ironman stuff. You can look him up on my Facebook, Guy Petrozelli. He's unbelievable, shredded.
Where? Here in Orlando?
No, he's in Illinois. I think he's in Darien. But yeah, that's all he does is train people, and he works at a gym. But he gave it all up. He was a lawyer, and he gave everything up to become this incredible damn specimen. I don't even know how to explain what the hell he does.
He found his passion.
He did. So we did a scene in my first film called Sore Losers where we were in a weight room and I was curling 135 pounds because he worked out as well. And he was, I was like probably 230, 240, and Guy is like probably 145, but shredded. I said, if there's two opposite dynamics, because I was heavy and bulky working out, because these two characters end up hanging out together. They're the opposite, but the same.
Right, the opposite set, yeah.
Yeah. So that's in my film Sore Losers on YouTube. But yeah, he's unbelievable. But CrossFit, I have a close friend that runs a CrossFit gym as well is it Lamont, Illinois? And a couple of my friends work out there as well. So sometimes, check that place out too. But I don't know. Go check it out, my friend. Don't be afraid. Go get in there.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot after all this COVID-19 is over. Yeah. In the meantime, I keep biking and working out at the house, and Yeah,
that's cool. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. I got to take off. I got one more podcast with Dino Spencer. He owns Fifth Street Gym in Miami. He trains a lot of professional boxers. So and then I got tonight also the alligator hunter, my old buddy Jerry Flynn, who I've known for like 35 years. We used to work out at an old school gym in Orlando. So I got to get the hell out of here and go do their podcast.
But
thanks, brother, for being on this for me.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me
on. How can people reach out and connect with you?
Well, through my real estate company, 365 Realty. You can find me in all sorts, social media, Facebook, Instagram, under 365 Realty Inc.
You got a website?
Same one, 365realtyinc.com, or Robert Benenati. You can find my page there. I am also launching a podcast, which I will invite you, of course, have you on board. It's called the Real Business Podcast.
Awesome. Well,
where we talk about, I'm going to interview just top performers, entrepreneurs, business owners, marketing gurus, coaches. So I want to learn from them, really know their stories, their habits, their success, and their failures, because without that, we don't grow, we don't learn. So I'm excited for that, so hopefully by sometime this month, I'm launching that. Yeah, totally.
All right, brother, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Stay healthy. All right.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
All right. Bye.